Sick with a man cold. Yes, ladies, that is a thing. I don't care what anybody says. Man cold is a thing. But that's how we're kicking off this Sunday. But regardless, it's Sunday, guys. Weekend. Oh, sorry. It's the weekly comic wrap up. So we're going to get into it right away. But I just want to shout out this awesome t shirt given to me by La Boîte à BD. Merci à vous. I appreciate it. Yes, local comic book shop here in Laval, Quebec, Canada, for those of you who are not familiar. But yeah, what's going on, chat, guys? Big show tonight. There's a lot to talk about, but we have free tickets tonight to the gun show, of course, because we've got none other than my brother, Greg. What's going on?
What's up, brother? How are you?
Oh man, I'm doing good, bro. I honestly, I was thinking about it all day today. I'm like, should I go with a ultimately cheesy intro to the guy? Let the people know how we've become brothers through comics, and now you're somebody I speak to literally every day.
Yeah, frequently. Even I really appreciate and enjoy even like our personal chats outside of comics. So
Yeah, yeah, they get deep. They do. No,
they get heavy.
yeah,
Pause. Yeah.
but I appreciate you hopping on. There's a lot to talk about, man. You actually, dude, you were busy. You've been busy since the last time you came on the show. I look back and I'm like, man, it's been a couple months. It felt like not too long ago you were just on, but you've done some stuff, bro. You were on the Comic Con podcast with Justin and Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah, you killed it on that episode. I know
Yo,
it's cool.
those guys are great. Like I met a lot of good people, but getting to know them a little bit more, like legit. I'm not just saying it. They seem like good ass dudes.
Yeah, they are, man. Well, Zach is. The other guy is all right. But anyways, but besides the point, I really enjoyed that episode. And I was even telling both of them after listening to it that Friday, I was like, guys, no joke, probably one of your best episodes because you brought a lot of insight as somebody new within the hobby, right? Different perspective.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm still obviously very new, and like I think that's what I'm always gonna be and always gonna do is I'm just gonna be honest up front. Like, it's no bad, like ill intent or malice, but like I don't really sugarcoat shit. So I'm gonna be upfront and honest.
Yeah. Well, I also know that you were just busy right before hopping on today, man. Huh. Tell me.
No, bro, I'm telling you, I wanted to come here with those titles, but
Yep.
you know how it is. Like the baby face always kind of get. But listen, I got to show you something gnarly. I'm sure you've seen stuff like this before,
Yeah.
but if anybody clips this, it's free promo for the one hand. Let me show you what happened to me today. Okay, like, you ready?
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you got chopped. Guys, for those of you who are wondering what's going
It's a
on,
hand. Do you see the fingers?
yes, I do. I do. That is brutal. That is
Like,
brutal. Guys, Paperweight is a wrestler, professional wrestler doing his thing in the indie scene. You just finished your match today at what, like 2 p.m., 3 p.m.?
like 4, 3, 3 something. Yeah, 4.
Jesus. The guy probably slapped you because you didn't pick up a copy of Ultimate Spider-Man. Huh? That's what happened.
What do you mean? I got mine. Hey, you made sure. You made sure. You made sure. No. But it was the main event. It was a title match, so things get a little bit more physical. But I'm gonna be honest, bro. When I was chatting with you about about this,
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. So I'm on again Sunday. I felt
Yep.
like you were just doing like it was like out of nowhere, bro. I'm like, what is this guy saying?
No, I wanted you on, man, and I appreciate you being here. And I do want to give a shout out to everybody who's here in the chat. So we're gonna go say hi to the people who are here in the chat. And I noticed, there's a lot of new faces. Guys, I recently dropped a new comic book day video this week where I highlighted the picks of the week for new comic book day, selected also by Lefteros. And that's a video that you're going to be seeing moving forward weekly. So keep an eye out for those. So everybody who's subscribed ever since, welcome to the show. This is what it is. Tonight, we're going to go through the FOC picks of the week by Lefteros. And of course, we're going to go through the market report and the hot topics of the week. What does that mean? Well, all the big stuff that was dropped news-wise, we're going to discuss tonight. So myself and Greg seems ready. I think he is. That chest didn't look ready. I'm going to be honest with you. It looked...
Let's go.
Okay, there's the free tickets to the gun show. But the chat is here. Derek, let's go, baby. Derek was here bright and early, man. I saw his comment. He even beat Michael Baker. But fear not. Michael Baker's right behind him. Ultimate Spider-Man does laundry. Didn't see that coming. Now, if you're referring to the Thummy, we're going to talk about that book. But before we get to it, within the FOC selections of the week chat, I want to see if anybody could guess what that cover is paying homage to. So go. Let me know. All right. Who else we got here? We got Phil's Treehouse. May is my laundry month. Jeez. Jeez. I mean, I can make 1,000 jokes, but I won't. But Phil, appreciate you being here, bro. Love for comics. Yes, another new face here. Appreciate you subscribing to the channel, coming to hang out. They should have made him go to a laundromat, forced to put on a wet spider suit to foil a robbery. Yeah. Appreciate you being here. Love for comics. And of course, my brother Paul, man, in the 619. Guys, if you're not subscribed yet, go check out Paul in the 619, going live every Tuesday with the boys. W Vogs is always with him. Tons of other people, multiple guests, always a great hangout, and he makes me want to eat some tacos. I swear to God, best thumbnails. But all right, Gregory's in the house. Gregory, winner last week of the giveaway. Yeah, guys, look, I'll be doing spontaneous giveaways. Moving
people from Montreal, huh?
Yeah, they're gonna happen. Dude, I'm not gonna come at you and be like, "Hey, look, 500 subscriber giveaway." No, no, no. Spontaneous when you least expect it. Guys, be here live. That's when it's gonna happen. Yes, love for comics. Happy Sunday. It was a rather fun Sunday for myself, but Steph's Comics is here. Steph, killing it. Yes, cause of the rock and roll. Steph, drop your new Instagram where you're selling stuff, right? Steph is now selling cards, comics, tons of collectibles over on a new Instagram page. So drop it here in the chat and let the people know, man. All right, who else we got here? We got you need gifts, goods, and books. Hey, man, made it for the time for I guess first time. How goes, man? Going good, dude. Appreciate you swinging by and hanging out with myself and Greg. We got Ghost Junk in the house. Good evening. Hope everybody had an awesome weekend. Yeah, man. Like I said, it was Greg's chest doesn't look like it had the best Sunday.
Busy.
To be honest with you.
Busy. Yeah. It's all good. Next time.
You're courageous for wearing a white wife beater because the stains just might show up.
Yeah, it's all good, bro. It's all good.
Yep. Chia Pet's in the house. Chia, bro. Always a pleasure seeing you in the chat and of course chatting with you literally every day, including this guy right here, Lefteros. That's right, guys. Keep an eye out. We're going to go through FOC picks by Lefteros in a couple minutes. But before we do, got to say hi to What Can I Say? What's going on, bro? I know exactly who it is now after last week. So appreciate you being here. And my brother Gear Up 260, who I got to see over the weekend. Yes, if you guys didn't see me over on Instagram this weekend, Greg, you saw I posted that Edge of Spider-Verse 2, the third print.
Mm-hmm.
Gear Up hooked that up, man. I went to meet him, at his house and appreciate it. Now it's sitting right there. Right. I'm back.
I don't love it's a cool book. I don't love the design, like those design variants.
I don't either, but I will say one thing, man. During like 2 years ago, I saw that book hit about $400 Canadian. So Edge of Spider-Verse 2, third print, it was hitting 400 Canadian, and I could not pass up on the deal at 160 Canadian. I feel like it's gonna pop again once we get a movie. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think I've shown the people before. I have that. They call it rare, but that Edge of Spider-Verse reprint, that turquoise one.
Yeah, it's nice.
That at one point was going for a ton of money, and there's not a lot of them. Like it's my kid's book, but I love that book.
Yeah, no, they're awesome, dude. I have the first print, the third print. Now I want all the other prints. Look what I did to myself. North 49, what's going on, amigo, bro? Appreciate you coming to hang out with us tonight. But all right, I think we got pretty much everybody, Greg. So that being said, in typical DX fashion, I'm going to ask you, sir, for the FOC picks, are you ready?
Let's get it.
Booyah. All right, FOC selections, week of February 26th. Of course, like I said, selected by Lefteros. So, guys, if you're not already, go follow Lefteros over on Instagram. His handle is very simple. It's at Lefteros. See? And, of course, guys, if you want to get some of these books, go visit comicnation.us. They ship to Canada, the UK, the United States. They'll hold your box. Already got a 15% discount on cover price, but get yourself an additional 5% off by using Black Crown as the discount code. So you'll have a total of 20% off of your order. Now, Greg,
yo,
I already know you're gonna roast me on this one because I'm behind. I'm totally behind. But the first book is Batman Off-World #4, something that you have been heavily praising.
We should have probably started with this. This is very DC kind of heavy because I called you out a little bit. I kind of called you out with the lack of DC content. So I'm going to tell you. So I bought the first issue of this book, and I have been reading it now digitally. it's a fun book. Like it's not going to be $1 million book. It's not going to change your life. But Jason, I like Jason Aaron, and it's just a fun, cool book. You know,
Yeah.
and the art's cool. The fight sequences are cool, and the chick that's on is pretty dope too. Like she's got some swagger, and she's kind of like a tough girl. So yeah.
Yep. Well, within this book, you've got the first appearance of the Thanagarian. So there you go. So if you guys are into those first appearances, definitely worthy of a pickup. Like I said, I am slacking when it comes to this book, but Greg's up to speed. Greg knows when it comes to DC what's good and what's not, and he
Not,
highly
not,
recommends
not everything. Now you're getting me back. I see how this goes. Okay.
100%. But all right, moving on from this one, we've got Batman Superman World's Finest issue 25. Now, I don't know if you guys saw this. I actually saw it over on Instagram where William Shatner himself, yes, although he's on this cover, actually promoted this one. And I think it's a neat cover to see him here with the Justice League. This alone is a cover buy. 1000%.
Yeah. I'm not reading World's Finest, and I bought it for the cover. One, it looks cool, and I've seen some of these obscure kind of like celebrity books, like they take off, like randomly, like that one with that black and blue one from like last year. I don't know, it's like it was a rock band or something on it. I can't remember.
Hold on, which book are you talking about?
I think it was a World's Finest. It was like a black cover with blue. I think it was like a band.
Oh no, I don't know if it was that
Jack
book.
White. Jack White, was it?
Yeah,
Him?
I think it was the Jack White one, but I don't think it was a DC book. I'm not. I might be wrong. Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad. But either way, like those ones blew up. And this guy's, even though he's like 100 years old, he signs like every day of the week. So it's not hard to get a signature from this guy.
No, dude. I mean, if you want a signature from William Shatner, I think this is a great book to get signed, man. It would look amazing. Yeah, man. Dan DeLatore's in the house. What's good, BC? Not much, bro.
Latheros is telling you, bro. It was a DC book, White Stripes. It was World's Finest. I'm pretty sure it was World's Finest.
There you go. Yeah, okay. So sorry, I told you you're the DC guy, but regardless of the fact, Dan DeLatore's in the house. Absolutely crushed it with Spine Ticks last night. So good show, man. I enjoyed watching that. And of course, La Boîte à BD, man. They are here, so appreciate them being here. Dude, means the world. I'll definitely be back on Wednesday to buy some books. So appreciate you guys. All right, moving on from this one. Another cover by one that I think is absolutely gorgeous is Wonder Woman 7. This is the cover D. Now, this is the women's history variant because they've got a couple going on, but Sosa Micah is absolutely killing it, man. Probably one of, I would say the latest artists to really take off, man. I think every cover that's coming out is just a banger. There's almost none that I'm seeing come out that I don't enjoy. But this right here is the Wonder Woman Women's History Month variant by Sosa Micah. Now, stories by Tom King. I'll be honest with you, I'm not totally reading Wonder Woman either. Wonder Woman's a character. I know I might get a lot of hate about this, but I kind of like I start to read and then I just lose interest very quickly.
Yeah, I'm not reading Wonder Woman. It's definitely a dope cover. I actually didn't see this cover before you sent it, but yeah, it's a really nice cover.
Yeah, no, it's gorgeous, man. The red really makes
Yeah, and I'm a red cover guy. That's like my thing.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So everyone's saying it was a DC book. I see World's Finest.
See, bro?
Yes, also did Paul McCartney. Yeah, okay, the Paul McCartney I remember, but I really felt like the Jack White one was an indie book. I don't know why. I might be.
It was World's Finest for sure.
Fine.
All right,
guys. If you didn't read Spawn 350, you missed out on some big stuff that took place in that book. But Spawn 351 right here is the cover C. And it is a virgin variant, which is absolutely gorgeous because it's done by none other than Brett Booth. Now, like I said, 350 had some big things. It was a slightly more expensive book than we're used to when it comes to Spawn, but don't worry, this one's back at $2.99. So I think I'm going to be picking this up moving forward because Spawn 350 was really good.
Okay. See, I'm not reading Spawn, but the covers are usually super dope. Can't beat the price. I did hear a lot about 350, but I don't know, it just feels weird jumping on now just because that was a good one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. But like I said, great book. 350 was a nice little surprise in there. But Phil, no, I don't hate Wonder Woman. I'm just saying I get bored very fast with Wonder Woman. Greg, you know this guy in the house right here?
UniX, man.
Yeah, UniX. We got to throw it up.
Knowledge, posting books.
Yep. Uni, appreciate you being here. He actually tried calling me right as I was putting the kids to bed before hopping on the show. So I feel bad I didn't get to pick up the phone, but appreciate you tuning in, bro, and love seeing you in the chat. But all right, moving on from Spawn, Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, issue 6. Now, besides the fact that this is a very, very nice cover, I think
Let's cover.
it's gorgeous. You got the first cover appearance of Omega from Bad Batch. Now, if you guys haven't had the opportunity to watch Bad Batch, it's awesome, man. I do that. I loved Bad Batch from out the gate. Now, I actually started to rewatch it not too long ago. I'm trying to get my oldest into it, but he's showing no interest. I'm not gonna lie.
So it's a sick cover. It's almost like an alternate universe, like Zelda. Like
Yeah.
just like if you look at it, you know.
Yeah, no, you know what? I see what you're saying by that. But yeah, man. So Bad Batch, I loved. Now, Bad Batch didn't come out too long ago either, so it's also available on Disney Plus. If you guys have Disney Plus, I highly encourage everybody go watch that. I'm not the biggest Star Wars guy, but Bad Batch is fun.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. BC, what medicine do I give my kid to get him to sleep before 10:30 every day? Ouch, man. My kids are 4 and 2, man. So like we got them into that routine. So
Yeah. I mean, if you didn't do it from the jump, good luck. But
yeah.
it's every day. Don't matter what it is. New Year's is still midnight's at 7:30, 8 o'clock every New Year.
Yep, exactly. we do a fake countdown at like 8
I
o'clock.
swear to God, I pull up a fake countdown.
No lies. I go on YouTube and I just make it a fake countdown. That's every parent's trick. CBD oils. Yeah, man. But all right, moving on from this, we got Incredible Hulk issue 10. Now, Hulk has been a great run out the gate, man. So here you've got the first full appearance of Frozen Charlotte, possibly the first appearance of a ghost detective. Nick Klein cover. Dude, the covers have been great. The story's even better. So I cannot stress it enough.
I've heard good things about the story. I actually bought because I thought it was a short series. So I think I had like 1 to 4, and I'm like, oh, it'll get 6 issues and I'll read it. And it keeps going, and I feel like every damn issue there's a first appearance. I'm like, I'm done, man. I got the first 4. I'll read it at some point, but I'm not. Every damn issue there's a new friggin' somebody. But I hear it's great. I hear it's one of the better books at Marvel right now.
Yeah, no, it is 100%. Phil's still giving advice on getting the kids to bed. So shout out JD, minus 13 and still hates going to bed. Jeez, man, guys, you're making me hate what's coming for me for the next couple of years.
Dude, my son 3, my daughter 7.5. They go to bed at the same time. Just don't change.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my parents, North 49. I'm pretty sure my parents did this to me because I did become a heavy drinker afterwards. So, Chiapet saying Hulk is a must-read monthly. Yeah, man, it's really good. I highly recommend everybody pick this up.
What the hell?
Swap out their beds for coffins. Jesus. TV works for me. There you go. All right. Next book, guys, the Wolverine Deadpool stuff. The hype train is there. Wolverine 43, the 1 in 25 incentive. Now, this particular cover, I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. I just hate that it's a ratio because I want it so bad. But regardless, it is a very nice cover. Wolverine, I think this would look great with a signature or a remark, whatever it may be. But gorgeous. I think
this is a cover. But I'm like you, honestly, like I think the last incentive cover I ever bought was like that Spider-Boy 1 in 25 because everybody seemed to be grabbing it. But I don't do a ton of like ratio incentives either. But that's a sick cover. And if that one per store Capula one, like this one looks to me just as good and like cool with the color contrast. But that one I think is gonna pick up. I think this one's gonna do some little numbers.
Yeah. No, for sure. W Vogs is in the house. Yes, I was just talking about the man, and of course, seeing him on multiple channels, including Paul in the 619s. W Vogs, Lowe's Ticks, baby. Appreciate you swinging by, bro. Means a lot. European Parenting 101, North 49. Yeah, exactly. Mediterranean, 100%, dude. Not wrong. But yes, Chiapet saying a cool incentive. I think it's gorgeous, man. I love it. But we'll get back to some incentives as we go along because speaking X-Men, we've got X-Men 97 #1. That's right, guys. We got the trailer. A lot of people high on that trailer. Some disappointed because, well, some curves were not given to some characters. But regardless of the fact, this is the main cover prelude to the upcoming X-Men 97 animated series. So that definitely has me interested. You got a Todd Knock cover over here, and many other nice covers available at cover price as well. But having watched the original cartoons, and now I'm amped. I'm excited. I'm pumped for the new one. I want to know what takes place in between, so I'm definitely picking this up.
Yeah, I'm not.
No.
We had some conversations about this one. I'm gonna skip this one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
not
that's
for me.
that's totally fine. I understand your perspective, but
Yeah.
I just want to hear the theme song. I just want to hear it. I'm pumped. I hope to God when that show starts, they keep the theme song. That's all I want.
It looked cool though, bro. Like the trailer was dope. I mean, it looked cool, and I'm sure a lot of people are gonna be happy with it.
Yeah.
I think it is actually a TV 14. It's not like it's. I
Better
think
be.
no, I think they announced that. I could be wrong, but I think it started as PG and now it's getting the 14 mature rating.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure when we were kids, things should have been TV 14, but just totally passed. But anyways, so yeah, X-Men 97, number one, totally gonna be grabbing this. And speaking not number one, sorry, later printings, because I want to bring this up, guys. Beneath the Trees issue 1 later printings did well. Now we're seeing this take place again with issues 2 and 3. So you have the third print right here for issue number 2, and you've got issue number 3 with a second print. And I'm going to be honest with you, the second print for issue 3, I love it. There's just something about this cover that I think is so cool, badass.
I like the other one more.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Teach their own. But you are reading Beneath the
Oh
Trees.
yeah, this is one of the better books. But you know what? And I don't think the shop over ordered because now they're basically just sticking to people's FOCs. But issue 3, they got a boatload on the shelf.
Yeah.
Which I found weird. So I don't know if now people are just ordering more because of the hype, but I was surprised to see that.
Yeah, dude, it's nuts. It's completely exploded. But I am seeing a lot of people sleeping on some of these later prints just the same.
Yeah,
Why?
no, I'm grabbing. I ordered that one for sure.
Yeah. What's the evidence to that? The evidence to that, by me saying that people are sleeping, is because I still see on the secondary market those later printings hitting some pretty impressive numbers for a book
Mhm.
that's available at cover price. So now's your chance, guys. FOC, go get those books on pre-order. And if you don't have anywhere to pre-order, visit Comic Nation. But all right, a big book that I think is available right now on FOC is Edge of Spider-Verse issue number 2. Now you've got the main cover right here, and it is a first appearance of Spooky Man. Now, Kara Andrews here is behind this one, and I really think this cover is nice,
Yeah.
but this one right here just screams Tim Burton, bro. Like, it is so neat. I love it. Exactly for that reason. It just reminds me of Tim Burton. So I'm picking up both.
I see. I was gonna get both. So first I had just this one, and I'm like, no, I'm always a cover A guy. So then
Yeah.
I went back to just a cover A, and I didn't go with this one.
Yeah.
I'm kind of regretting it, but it's a very cool cover. I'm wondering if it's going to be similar to like the other Marvel titles right now. If every issue is going to be like a big deal, because
Yeah.
dude, the Edge of Spider Verses prior
Mhm.
to this current one, I'm not all of them, but like the last couple of years, dude, those have been in like the 50-cent dollar bins
Yep.
always. That's why I didn't bother. I didn't get the cover A of the. I got all the variants for the kids, and then sure enough, the one cover A that pops off is that one, with
That just
Wolverine.
came out.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
No, exactly. And you saw exactly what happened with issue 1. So,
Yeah,
I don't know if people really bought into the Weapon 8 character or whatever it may be,
seems
but
like it.
yeah, it really took off. And now I'm going to talk a little more about this book, but before I do, I don't want to lose his comment. JF is in the house. JF, appreciate you, bro, coming to hang out with us tonight. But back to the FOC stuff. There's also this 1 in 50 incentive that also has a first cover appearance of Star Spider. So that is something worthy to note. If you guys are into incentives, first appearances, and could afford yourself a 1 in 50, you might want to pick this one up. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I'm not big on the incentive ratios, and I don't know. Is the world gonna be clamoring for Star Spider? I,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pass on this one.
Well, look, you're not wrong because, like you said, the last run of Edge of Spider Verse, like example, we got a few characters like Spinstress, right? That was one that I felt within the entire run had the capacity of really being a big character. Now, who's to say it's not to come back? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
not.
for sure. Anything could happen.
Yeah, man. But if you do see those in the dollar bins, like you're saying, I would totally be picking them up.
Yeah, even though I start no, I'm not I don't do like that where I get like billions of copies of stuff, man.
You totally do. I know you do.
I swear to God, I don't. I swear I'm not like, especially when I was doing like shows before I sold the collection. That stuff was like in dollar bins. Like I
You are not. You're not working out for the to wrestle between the ropes, bro. You're working out to carry those long boxes out of the comic book shop every Wednesday. Um,
no,
but no, it's Spidey Hunter, man. Appreciate you coming to hang out with us. I know you're working right now, bro. So the fact you're even listening to us while on the grind means a lot, man. So yeah, Star Spider. Appreciate you, bro. Chip had saying that Star Spider will be big. I think they adding her to a ratio before her
I,
first
I
appearance.
I feel Chia throws that out often that it might be big. I don't know. We'll see. Not that
Chia,
he's wrong, but
yeah,
we'll see.
he tends to be on point most of the time. Most we won't
Hey,
give him all the time.
I
We
told you,
won't
man.
tell.
When you guys were doing your Loki show stuff, his theories were on the money.
Yep. But Ultimate Spider-Man 3 now, before we get into the details, the Cousine is in the house, man. Guy Forge, brother, appreciate you being here. I'm expecting a pasta photo any moment now, but better late than never, man. Absolutely. Everything's great up north. Hope everything is doing good on your end of the border, bro. Love you, man. But all right. Ultimate Spider-Man 3 main cover. Now it's got the first appearance and cover of Earth 6160's Bullseye. That's right. Now, we always talk highly about this book since it's come out, so I won't go further into it. If you guys haven't yet, you could check on previous shows where this is probably everybody's favorite book right now. Greg, you are
It's amazing.
not a Marvel guy. You're a
No,
Marvelous
bro,
guy.
I am a shut up. I collect, I buy, I spec Marvel. Look, you're an ass, man. Um, this book's incredible. Like the way I could relate it, I feel this is what Marvel fans are feeling with this is what DC people felt with Gargoyle of Gotham.
Yeah,
They're like these stories are incredible. I'm loving it. Like super dope. It's my first ongoing Spidey series that I'm pulling and reading. They're hitting it out of the park. Like we talked about it. We talked about like issue 2, like that the duo we never knew we needed. You know, Ben and Jonah J. Like they're the dialogue in the book. It's so good. The pacing of it's good. The art's good. The story it's relatable. It's good.
yeah. No, it's everything you just said. It's exactly that, man, and it's captured everybody's attention at this moment. But not just that, you've got some other covers here available. This is an homage variant. So I asked you guys in the chat what you think it was homaging. So you guys let me know.
My wife. What is it?
I'll continue to talk a little more about some of these, but of course, we've also had the Manhanini covers dropping up until now, where we got those connecting covers between Spider-Man on issue 1 and then the second one with Green Goblin, and now we've got this one here as well. So I really like that cover done by him. Now, back to the Del Mundo. That's right, Del Mundo cover right here. I'm not seeing any comments, so I'll just get to it. But yes,
I
Amazing
said
Spider-Man.
it's homaging my wife. What do you mean? I said already what it
Oh
is.
yeah, there you go. Look at you. But no, Chia Pet's on the money. So ASM 50, Spidey no more. Exactly that scene where Spidey throws it in, man. He puts his costume in the garbage, and it's ironic to see that now it's in the laundry. I think if there's any cover that really captivates everything that captures everything that's happening right now in this book, this cover really is spot on, man, and paying homage in such a cool way. Del Mundo wins for me so far. One of the most creative covers this year. I think it's absolutely awesome. Um,
Yeah, it's sick.
yeah, and it's funny because last night I couldn't sleep, bro. I couldn't sleep. This cold was really man cold. Ladies, I cannot stress it enough. I highly doubt there's ladies watching. But anyways, um, I was watching Spider-Man 2, the original, Sam Raimi, with Tobey Maguire
Mm-hmm.
and Doc Ock. And exactly that scene takes place where he just throws it in and they mimic ASM 50. So it's popping up in my face more often this week.
No, it's great. You know what? Like, I'm always a cover A guy. If it's variants, it's usually for cover buy. But like for collecting and whatever, I like cover A's. But for this series, I love like these kind of family. So I'm buying always a cover A and whatever like family, like house setting ones that they do. And like this is the one for this issue for issue 3. You know, it's sick. So I pulled both of those, cover A and this one.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. It's probably my favorite cover. before we move forward, we got Trev, the shipping guru, in the house. Trev is about to go live at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So, guys, second we're done, head on over. Show Trev some love, man. He always goes on with Evil Mike, doing some great talks, great chats over on his channel. So, yeah, go show some love. All right. Now, that being said, Greg, that is the FOC picks of the week. So, support Lefteros, guys, by following Comic Nation, of course. Go visit comicnation.us to get your orders in and use Black Crown for an additional 5%. And of course, go check out Cover Price, where Lefteros has an even more extended list and details behind each book selected for this week. So go show some love to Cover Price, the best comic book price guide around. Not bad for a guy with a cold. I think we did it.
Yeah, dude, what's the matter with you? A cold? Man up.
I'm trying, bro. I take my vitamins like Hulk Hogan said.
Yeah, all right.
It's only because of Hogan. But we have a lot to discuss in the market stuff, bro. So again, I gotta ask you, sir.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go. Let's get it.
All right. Guitar riff that wakes up all kids sleeping at 8 p.m. Eastern time. But market reports is where I take a look at the lists of all top 10 lists: CBSI, Cover Price, eBay, Go Collect, Key Collector, you name it. I'm checking the lists and picking the ones I think are fun to talk about. So, again, my brother right here with me, Greg, is a DC guy. And lo and behold, Batman 142. Yes, a book that you spoke about. Now, here is the foil cover by Kamenkoli. Raw high sales, $35 US, and near mint fair market value at $22 US. Came in at number 10 on Cover Price.
It's a cool cover, but you know, I said I'm always going to keep it real, even though I'm a DC guy. I did not like this 3-story thing that Chip did, like that interrupting, like bringing back failsafe, and then like you do. I felt like this was supposed to be a big deal, and it was supposed to have significance, but then it didn't feel big, and it just felt like it interrupted the main Batman story. Like I didn't give a. I was so not into it that I didn't buy any of it, and all the cover A's I thought were trash. Like, didn't like any of the cover A's.
I'll agree with.
I read them, but I didn't buy nothing.
I'll agree with you on two things, because you brought up one, the cover A's. I think, yeah, there's all the variants. Well, most variants tend to be the better covers, right? So maybe it's because I'm a variant loving type of guy, but yeah, no, I think this one in particular, out of all Joker covers in quite some time, I think this one is an absolute banger, man. It's probably one of my favorites. So I saw that Love for Comics here said that he sent one to get graded. Yeah, I don't blame you, dude. This displayed, it's gonna look incredible. So congrats,
and like, look, dude. And here's the thing: maybe because I didn't read like older stuff, that it didn't connect as well for me. But I even reached out to my boy Jordan at Eternal Comics. That guy's like a DC encyclopedia,
yeah.
And he was even saying how, yeah, like he kind of agreed. And I watched even the review. I think Rock and Robbie did a review, and I completely agreed. It was like it was supposed to be something important, and it was written in a way to be important, but then it didn't even answer the question that was asked in the issue prior to the one. At the end of 141, there was a question asked, and it wasn't answered. So I don't know. Yeah. Next slide, bro. That was so
no, not next slide. I think what we're missing right here is what Chiapet is saying. Is it's all setting things in motion, and that he is right, because I feel like issue 143 did that. It did take the story a little further.
Yeah.
Whereas 140, yeah, 142 was. I get what you're implying about 142. But regardless of the fact, this one came in at number 10 on Cover Price. And before we move forward, I said there's probably no ladies here in the chat, but I was wrong, because one of the most awesome ladies is here in the chat. K-pop junkie. Guys, if you haven't yet, go show some love to Katie. Go subscribe to her channel. She goes live on Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern time and multiple other times throughout the week, doing her thing, crushing it. So go show some love.
What up?
All right, next slide. As you asked, and we got a Spider-Gwen Smash number 3 cover over here, the 1-in-25 ratio by Yagawa. Now, a lot of Dazzler hype. Yes, a lot of Dazzler love, but this was a pretty cool cover, man. I'm not going to lie.
I didn't see this. It's cool.
Yeah, it is. Now, you got a raw high, dude. Look at this, $100 US, man. That's pretty impressive for a ratio book that just recently dropped, and near mint fair market value, $82 US. Came in at number 11 on Cover Price, number 4 on CBSI.
Yeah. It's a pretty sick cover. I didn't notice it. Again, but it's a ratio, so I probably wouldn't have gotten it, even if the Kittle begged me, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, dope cover. A crazy. That's crazy. When you see those numbers, right? It's just you have to assume that it's carrying on with the same hype behind the Taylor Swift stuff, right? Because it's an odd number for that book.
Yeah, no, for sure. Now, you just mentioned your daughter, and for those of you who don't know, guys, definitely go follow Paperweight Collects over on Instagram because he does some great videos where he sits down with his daughter every Wednesday, right after he picks up his books from his LCS on New Comic Book Day. And you are setting aside books for both your kids, right? Now,
Mhm.
she's obviously picking her favorite covers at the end of the videos, and I know that you're setting aside books for her.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure this is one she would have loved to have within the
Yeah.
pieces.
Yeah, for sure. But it could also be a thing where if things don't pan out, you could totally find this maybe on like a dump too,
Yeah. No, for sure.
down the road.
Uncanny Swag saying X-Men FTW, which I'm sure everybody here knows what that means. But Uncanny Swag, speaking X-Men, guys, go check out Spine Ticks last night. Uncanny Swag showed off some of his recent pickups, and the guy absolutely killed it. I won't spoil it, but I was beyond impressed. So congrats to you, Swag, man. You're crushing it, picking up some good grails right there. Oh no, Phil. I used to have hair like that, but on my back. I love Phil, man. Phil, don't ever change, bro. You're the best. But all right. Yo, as Bray Wyatt would have said, yowie wowie. We have Penthouse Comics #1. Christina Wonder is on this cover. Now you've got it limited to 1,000. That's right. So this book was only limited to 1,000. Unfortunately, I did have to put those happy emojis because, yes, I mean, the defects got their video shut down for some reason not so long ago. So want to make sure that doesn't happen here. But raw high sale for this one, $80 US, man. And near mint fair market value, $30 US for Penthouse Comics #1, coming in at number 13 on cover price. Dude, I saw this on FOC. I'm not even kidding, because there were a few Penthouse covers available. I almost ordered this just because it said limited to 1,000. I'm like,
How
nah.
much was it?
I think it was somewhere around 9.99. Was it something like that?
Damn.
I think so. Don't quote me. It might
Yeah,
have been cheaper. Might have been cheaper,
it's a
but
crazy
regardless.
little flip, man.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, 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 wow. Very nice. But regardless, yeah, man. So this one being limited to 1,000 is starting to see some numbers on the secondary market. Raw high sale at $80. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird because I didn't even see this book, but some of these covers, like, look, people were crapping on. I've never sold a book faster than that Mad Taylor Swift. That thing
Yeah.
lasted 5 minutes and it was gone. So some of these like types of comics now, and it's probably magazine size too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I
Yep.
don't. I hate magazine size,
You
man.
did sell that mad cover very
Less
quick.
than
I saw
five
you
minutes.
post it on
Less than five
Instagram.
minutes.
Yeah.
Gone.
I was gonna be like, "Hey, Greg, remember when I hooked you up with a book? Maybe you could hook me up." But no, you sold it, so I
You
didn't.
didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't message me.
I'm bugging you. I'm bugging you. I'm
You
just
did
playing.
not message me.
Good times, guys. Good times. But I'm just playing. All right. Moving on from this, we have Amazing Spider-Man 600. Yeah, now this was a very interesting issue with J. Jonah Jameson and Aunt May. But regardless, the 1 in 15 ratio here by Casada is actually a wraparound cover. Now it's absolutely gorgeous. I love the cover. But a CGC 9/8 sold for $128. It was a cover price shaker. I think it's a pretty neat cover.
Cool cover.
Interesting book, interesting read nonetheless. This was around the time where I started to enjoy Amazing Spider-Man again. 600 build up to 700, like few things took place. I think the only thing that kind of turned me off was Alpha, but yeah, man, like I enjoyed it. Dan Slott did his thing. Dan Slott, a lot of people hated on with ASM, but this particular cover I think is awesome, dude. As a wraparound, $128. Not too bad on this one.
Yeah, it's a cool cover. I mean, I can't. I don't know if it's because it's on the screen, but it looks like kind of black. Like I've never seen that cover before until you sent it. But super sick cover. I mean, like the price isn't stupid, expensive, but someone was willing to pay it. I personally wouldn't, but
Yeah. That's a volume 2 of Penthouse, by the way. They did that a long time ago too. Yeah. Yeah. But all right, moving on from this, we've got, hey, look at that, some DC Comics paperweight. Now look here, you have Before Watchmen, Silk Spectre. issue number 4. This is the 1 in 25 ratio by Bruce Timm. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Bruce Timm, you might recognize some of his work from Batman animated series, Batman Beyond, and so forth, Justice League. He's just absolutely amazing, and in this particular cover, he absolutely kills it. A CGC 98 for this sold for $600
Yeah,
dollars.
that's like why?
I don't know. I didn't check the census. I should have probably checked. Maybe it's a little more scarce out there,
It
but
just seems like weird when you see these numbers. Like you see like that ASM one, like oh, okay, someone dropped 130 bucks, but like 600 US.
yeah, I'm gonna imagine it's due to scarcity, man. Because I don't
Yeah,
see,
but
dude. I've never even seen this cover
no,
out in the wild ever. So
no,
yeah,
never seen it.
yeah. But again, Bruce Timm, man. I love Bruce Timm's work. So would I spend 600? Most likely not. But like I said, I've also never seen this in the wild. So guys, keep an eye out. If you do see it, man, it's totally worth picking up, especially if it's a candidate.
I'd be curious to know what it sold for like previous. You know what I'm saying? Like during like the craziness.
So Cover Price did put up one of their more recent sales on the article where you can see that. I can go back to pull it up as we're going through the show,
No, it's okay.
and then holler back at you guys on this one. But yeah, man, so pretty interesting sale. But moving on from this book, here's another one that took me by surprise, was actually Conan the Barbarian issue 23. Now, I know a lot of people love Red Sonja, and you have the first appearance here, but this is a National Diamond insert. So it's just to give
Oh,
you an idea. Yeah, there's Mark Jewelers, and then there's National Diamond inserts. Now, National Diamond is a lot more scarce, less seen than the Mark Jewelers, to be honest. So
yeah.
raw copy of this book sold for $2,000 US. Yeah, raw. No graded book here. This is a raw. Cover
I mean,
price.
like you said, the first appearance, the National Diamond insert. I guess that's why. But like you, I also hope like that's a super high grade. But I don't know. Is it? Is it? It's hard to tell. You know, was it a super clean looking copy?
Oh, I'm pretty sure it was, man, because I spending $2,000 US on a book that might hit a low grade.
Again, maybe there's just not many of those National Diamond inserts, and it was whether it was even like a a mid grade. Even though I'm sure it's probably better than mid grade, but
Now that's exactly it. So, books within the 70s had some of those National Diamond inserts. Now, you might want to keep an eye out, as even Cover Price said the same within the article, that, those books within the 70s, you might, if you have any in your collection, go take a look, because apparently people are seeking those out because a raw copy sold for $2,000 US, which is very, very impressive.
that is crazy.
Yep. But Brian LCS is in the house, guys. Brian doing some amazing things for the comic community. He's actually kicking off and preparing for the awards taking place for 2024, which is later on this year. If I'm not mistaken, Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, but towards November, December of 2024. But everything is already in motion coming in March. So keep an eye out there, guys. Nothing but love for Brian, because yes, I still have mine. With the comic kingpins, man. So appreciate you, Brian, and everything you're doing for everybody. All
How
right,
long's your channel been going now? How long has it been?
my channel. My channel's been since end of May last year. So we'll say like the first week of June was really the
So
real
the
kick.
new channel of the year is in the bag. No,
No, I lost it. I actually
oh, you
lost it.
lost it.
Yeah, I
I
lost
thought it
it.
would like make. I thought it would be done the following year, so you have time to build, right?
No, I look. I won't. I
One of
lost.
us got to bring home the gold, bro. I didn't get it done today. One of us got to bring it home.
None of us brought home the gold, man. We're both losers. But moving on. We have Edge of Spider-Verse issue number 1, one per account. Now, this is, of course, what I was saying earlier, the first appearance of Weapon 8 and a CGC 98, $250. I don't even know how that happened, because CGC 98 selling at that price almost doesn't make sense, because the book just came out. I'm not sure how
Yeah,
it was
that's like I
graded.
don't know how
Might
fast.
might be a typo, so let me get back to that. But it was number 1 on CBSI. Now, I saw a lot of people going crazy for this because it was a one per account. Now, to give you guys an idea, and I'll correct the price in just a minute, but one per account, stores didn't, it wasn't a one per store, it was a one per account, right? That being said, the one per account means that if a store has, let's say, an account with Diamond, and then they have an account with Penguin, and they're ordering the books, right, from both accounts, well, that store can get 2, right? So they would have a second copy. So I was seeing a couple copies available of this one, and some shops having more than one. So just to give you guys an idea as to
Wait,
why.
hold on. Sorry to interrupt, but like, is that a newer thing? Because I feel like that's them kind of moving away from the one per store thing because people were calling that out. Because I've seen those one per stores multiples at a store. So
I don't know. I wouldn't say that it's in response to it because the one per store still exists, but I would say that, offering it within the accounts is not a bad idea because some people basically function off of one account. Some people use two accounts, but back to the actual pricing, sales were taking place between 55 to about $70 Canadian. So,
raw,
yeah, I don't
yeah.
know why I wrote CGC 98, so disregard what's said on the screen, but Rick,
Hold on. So that's 250 raw.
no, 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 no. I said disregard the 250.
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
it's raw sales, is what I wanted to say.
Yeah,
Were taking place
that's what I
between.
saw. The numbers that you were saying, but dude, honestly, like the shops that I went to, they were all between 69 and 75,
Yeah,
and I just said, like, even though I wasn't, I wouldn't have gone for it. There's no chance. I don't think anybody should have spent that kind of money because that's what it's selling at. So I think if people got it for cover or maybe like 20, 30 bucks,
yeah,
fine. But if you paid 60 to 70 bucks for this, you better enjoy. Just keep it.
yeah. No, I think it's worthy of a hold. I don't know if it's gonna hold this long, but like I said, because it's more of a one per account, I would imagine now we're look. You can go on eBay. There's a ton of copies for sale.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Yeah.
within the range I just said. So yeah, we'll see how this one holds. But moving on from this, we have Sonic the Hedgehog issue 11. Now this is a pretty interesting one because it's a cover price shaker. One in 10 ratio by Natalie Fordrain, and the raw copy sold for 350 US dollars. Now, some of this is interesting because when IDW kicked off with Sonic the Hedgehog, it's totally different from what we got within Archie, right? When Archie was handling Sonic the Hedgehog, it had a totally different vibe to it. Not to discredit it, but IDW took it into another level, in my opinion. And now looking at those earlier issues, it's almost hard to come across these ratio covers. And apparently Natalie Fordrain, and I didn't even know that Natalie did most of these ratio covers until I read Cover Price's article. But she did a phenomenal job on these covers. Now, raw copy sold for 350 US dollars, and again, it all ties into what I just said. It's mostly that hard to find factor, right? Coming across these books.
Must be scarcity because like I know that new Knuckles trailer dropped, right? But I don't
Yeah,
like this is like issue 11. It's a 1 in 10. It's just
yeah.
it has to be scarcity and like a collector just wanted it, right? Because that's I don't know. That's odd to me, but is what it is.
Yeah, I love video game books. I love Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm actually playing the latest one on PlayStation 5 with my oldest, and yeah, man. So it's just interesting to see. Of course, there's lots of love for video game comics, but of course, looking at the other details that I just shared with you guys kind of makes sense. If you do see them out in the wild, you might want to keep an eye out. And if you, like I said, if you see it, I would totally grab it. I know a couple people here locally that I could name. Immortal Idiots. You got Hyper Combo Comics. Who Hyper? We miss you, bro. Everybody misses you. I know you're on a little hiatus, but he still shares every day with me when he hits up the LCSs, and he finds these rare ass ratios for dirt cheap in bins, man. So they're out there, guys. If you can find them in Montreal, where there's so many sharks, I'm positive wherever you guys are living and situated, you might be able to find.
Yeah.
But all right. Marvel Team Up 65, a book I've been wanting for some time. And unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get it because a raw near mint plus copy sold for 270 Canadian dollars. This was on Key Collectors Trending 20, and it's got the first US appearance of Captain Britain. Now, Captain Britain, we got a lot of news about Captain Britain lately. We'll say speculated
Yeah.
news, right? Because Henry Cavill has apparently been casted, and it's not the first time we hear this in the last couple months, right? About him being casted in the MCU. But of course, fingers point to this particular character, Captain Britain. I think there's many other characters that people also speculate on who he can play, such as Sentry, Union Jack. There's so many. But
Bro, it's gonna be Britain or Doom. That's what it seems like.
dude, I keep saying it. I would be okay with seeing him as Doom, man.
Yeah, it'll be weird. I think he'd be put in that big role, that big prominent position for kind of like it almost feels like a little dig as well. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Um, I'm just catching up on some chats,
Yeah.
but yeah. So for sure, man. I think also if he were to play Doom, he would feed very well off of Pedro Pascal and vice versa. I think they would do good
But
together.
I actually think it should be like a little bit older though, because Pedro's a friggin' old man. Like I don't that to me that was a weird casting, but like I feel like Doom, like they were even talking about Cillian Murphy, like from Peaky Blinders, who's
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah.
Like he'd be a cool Doom. Like Keanu Reeves would be a cool. Like there's so many cool people, but it looks like this book basically is off of that hype.
Mhm.
So Cavill looks like he's either poised to play Britain or Doom. That's what it seems like.
Yeah. So Derek bringing up a good point here, saying, didn't Bob Iger say that they're going to stop messing around with B tier characters? Well, to be honest with you, I think they've gone even lower than B as of late within the MCU. But regardless of the fact, if that is the case, then I would immediately assume that he's going to be playing a villain. Now, can I see him play Doom? Most likely. One thing that Chia Pet actually said within our chat that made perfect sense is that Henry Cavill looked phenomenal as Superman, but he did not play a good Superman. That's the reality. Like
I thought
acting
he was
wise,
man.
sorry.
I thought he was a good Superman.
Yeah, to each their own, but I also felt like he was a decent Superman. He didn't stand out to me as Superman, but he looked the part a thousand
Mhm.
percent. Um, Chip, I think you're speaking about Pedro and Henry Cavill being close in age, but yeah, man. So if it's got to be an A-lister, it's totally got to be a villain named Doom. Otherwise, there's no one else I could see him really. Like Sentry's not an A-list character, bro.
But look, even though I'm saying I enjoyed Cavill as Superman, I've also argued with people who love Cavill to death as Superman, and I'm like, well, you didn't love it enough to go make it a $1 billion plus movie. So I'm not riding, so hard for him. I get your point. I just thought he was as good as we've seen thus far, but I do feel like Gunn has a way when he casts things, like there's certain emotions and things that he can bring out of people.
Yeah.
So I'm far more optimistic moving forward.
Yeah, I'm upsetting Dan De La Torre. Here we go. We're all going to war, and you're upsetting Chiapet because when did he act like Superman? When he allowed his dad to die? Yeah, for
How
sure,
much is Marvel paying you, Chia?
man. Watch Gunn do Superman right. I hope so. I honestly, I really hope so. But we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. Dan De La Torre, I saw your comment about this book, but not in a 9.8. Yeah, dude, I'd be happy with it even in a 9.0. Like it's such a nice cover, man, and it's a pretty significant book. So moving on, we've got Spawn 122. And guys, surprise, surprise, it's not a Baker Shaker. No, this is on Key Collectors Trending 20. That's right, a Spawn book, not being a Baker Shaker. First appearance of Nyx. Now, I said Spawn 350, something happens. So it only makes sense that this book starts moving. CGC 98 sold for 250 Canadian dollars. So I guess we could say that's a little bit of a spoiler if you're keeping an eye out on what's selling on the secondary market. And yeah, rightfully so. Look, I'm not the biggest Spawn collector, nor was I the
Yeah.
biggest Spawn reader, bro. Spawn's one of those things where I would hop in, hop out, kind of like now. I just picked up 350. I think the last issue I read before 350 was like 310. I remember like hopping on as of the 300s, and then I'm like, I buy issue 310. I was like, ugh. Like kind of fell off it, and now 350. I was like, what? That's amazing. So now I'm gonna pick up 351 and see until. But
I
yeah,
mean, I like most people own a Spawn one, right? But I've always like loved and respected the character, even though I didn't read it. But it's almost like Spawn is similar to Venom, where you just have that cult following where people will spend money on certain books. Like I don't know, I get it. It's a first appearance, but you know, is it that significant? Clearly to the person who bought it, right? But
yeah,
Spawn has its own market.
yeah. Spawn is best buy in comics. Yeah, no, for sure, man. Todd McFarlane. I don't need to say more. Yeah, 100% Baker. But I'm happy you read it. And for those of you who are not, well, now you know. You can collect 4 books a month for 12
Yeah,
US
it's the
dollars.
cheapest.
Yeah.
It's the best price book. It's cardstock. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Like
Yep.
it's great.
Exactly. Now, moving on from Spawn, look at this interesting Baker Shaker. Not a Spawn book, but it's Thor
Mhm.
337, but it's the Marvel Legends. That's right. You see at the bottom right there, it says not for resale, but somebody resold regardless, and many other people too. So, first appearance of Better Ray Bill. CGC 98 sold for 300 US dollars. Dude, I have a 9.6 sitting above me in a direct, which I paid just a little lower than that. And yeah, man, those Marvel Legends, dude, it came with the Better Ray Bill toy, right? There was the action figure. A lot of people love collecting those action figures, but most importantly, the comic, right? Everybody wants that comic.
Yeah.
Not for resale. Yeah, who's gonna listen to you guys? This is totally gonna be resold, slabbed in a CGC 9.8. But to come across those in 9.8s are not even. It's not the easiest thing. To come across them in general is not the easiest thing. So I would say that is a fair sale, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, that's cool. It definitely again, it's not common. Like shout out to Baker, bro. The guy finds some odd things. I love it every time I see that there's a Baker shaker, but this book always seems to do pretty well. I know it's come down, but to have something like this that you don't kind of get often, it's definitely cool. It seems like a fair price.
Yeah, I agree, and I agree with TKO, who says, "Bring on Better Ray Bill, man." TKO, appreciate you hanging out with us, but yeah, man, I agree, dude. Better Ray Bill, we got the slightest glimpse of him within Thor Ragnarok. That's it. It was just his head on the tower. That was it. That's all we got. And I hope we get more because it is a character I'd love to see in the MCU. But Greg, if you thought that the Baker Shaker got wild, now hang on tight
Was
because
there a
Michael
bonus
Baker,
paper?
yeah, Michael Baker put in the work.
Jeez.
Comic Ozzy's in the house. Ozzy, frate, what's going on, bro? Appreciate you coming to hang out tonight. But check out this one, man. Borderlands Origins #1. Now, Borderlands, we got the trailer, right? A lot of people felt a certain way about that. We had, you know, Kevin Hart within it, which kind of disappointed some people, but some other castings were pretty spot on. I'm not going to lie. But this right here is the retailer incentive. That's right, the RI. So Borderlands Origin #1, a CGC 9.6 sold for $280 US. Crediting Michael Baker for this one. It's a Baker Shaker in my books. There's
I'm a
only
little upset that you didn't put him on the panel.
no, he's more than welcome. The door's open anytime.
No, but it's not written there.
Oh no, well, there was too much information to be written here. Three total on the CGC census. That means all across the board. So there's only three, with the 9.6 being the highest grade of this book.
Wow.
Yeah, so $280 US might not have been a bad buy for this one, especially considering now we've got the trailer. I imagine some people are going to be hunting this. I wouldn't be surprised if this resales rather quickly, or maybe somebody's just a big Borderlands fan and wanted to keep this.
The comments are, yeah.
I know I'm getting roasted, but it's a bake.
No.
I said it.
Yeah, because this is the second Baker Shaker. See, you're confusing the audience, bro. You can't be doing this.
No. The Bakers. I said it. Everybody knows it's Baker Shaker. Give the credit to Baker. Baker is the man, not me. It's Baker. But all right, Borderlands Origins #1, and of course, back to Baker Shakers. We're talking Mark Jewelers again.
Three Baker Shakers.
No,
Trifecta.
we might have four. Hang tight.
What?
Secret Wars #8.
OT.
Mark Jewelers. That got reported. Origin of the Symbiote. Now, CGC 9.8 sold for $5,850 US. Guys, look at the screen at the bottom right. It is a Baker Shaker. And of course, a pretty interesting sale, regardless of all the nonsense that recently took place of the Mark Jewelers
Yeah.
stuff. The books are still selling, guys, as expected.
No, but that's the thing, though. It's like just right on the heels of that. I wonder if the transaction was simple and easy, or if it was something where they were kind of hesitant. You know what I mean? Like, I knew they would continue to sell. I just didn't think that quick you'd see big ones.
Yeah, no, for sure. Guys, one little promo over here because I see Ozzy's in the chat. I gave him a very short hello, but on Tuesday he has a big fire sale taking place over on his Whatnot. You might want to go check it out, man. He's got heavy books that are dropping from Silver Age, you name it. He's got ASM 50 that's going to be on up for grabs. There's tons of big books, so definitely go check him out over on Whatnot. Ozzy's also saying I need this in a CPV 9.8. I need it in the 9.8. I think, yeah, I got a 9.4 in a direct. That's all I have.
I'm with Michael Baker's comment on this one.
Where's he at? No way would I touch a Mark Jewelers of this book now, too soon after the scandal. There you go. Yeah. It's a pleasure. Brian saying Baker doing a lot of shaking. That's right. It's time to shake and bake, guys, because we have one of the coolest Baker Shakers.
Five.
Yeah. No, he's at 4. I think he's
We
at
need to spin a Rooney, bro.
yeah.
Bring up some, what do you? It's 5, bro.
There you
5.
go. Yeah. Now, now, Michael Baker pointed out a very cool book right here, guys. It's
That's cool.
Transformers #1. This is the Skybound Employee Holiday Gift. I'll get into the details of that. But a CGC 98 sold for $1,200 US. Now, on the front of this, you have obviously your Autobots, and then you've got the Decepticons wrapped around on the back. But what's really neat about this is it's a Skybound Employee Holiday Gift that was given to the employees,
Yeah.
right? So this is not one that you see in circulation too often. So if you do come across one, well, you definitely might want to pick it up if the price is right. So rather neat. I had no idea this book even existed.
Yeah. No, same.
So shout out to Michael Baker for hijacking the market report tonight because this is neat, bro. I don't know
Yo,
what you think.
those are sick books. But you see, remember we were talking about that Watchmen book before for like $6,000 US.
Yeah.
This would kind of almost warrant that tag. Maybe not now, but this was so limited, and people were probably didn't like. Look, clearly everyone left and posted it on eBay once they left the freaking Christmas party. Getting this book.
Yeah.
So like that's cool, man. That's a sick book.
Yeah, man, 100%. Yeah, Uni, I'm with you, bro. It's absolutely dope.
Baker should have
Um,
bought it at 400 straight
I,
up.
I wanted this book so bad. A raw went for around $400 back at Christmas. I'm pretty sure Michael Baker is an employee at Skybound because he knew about this book, man. He was keeping an eye out. Transformers has been a great read. Forget the fact that this is a Skybound employee holiday gift, but I just highly encourage everybody to be picking up this run. And Energon Universe is awesome. I was actually on the phone with Lefteros before going live, and we were talking about some of the Transformer stuff and how good it is, man. Big moments taking place, so real cool. But Baker Shaker, there you go, front, back, and back to the regular show we go, sir. That's it. Baker Shaker. Yeah, he closed it with a bang.
Jeez, buy that guy a coffee or something. Jeez.
Coffee. I think I'm gonna change the name of the show. I'm gonna take off the Black Round Comics and make it the Baker Shaker. But yeah, man. So, Greg, we got through the markets, we got through the FOC, but it's time we wrap up with some of the hot topics of the week. So, sir, for the last time, again in DX fashion, I'm gonna ask you, and I want to hear you, bro. Do a wrestling promo or something. Let's go, bro. Are you ready,
bro? I am. What, do you remember?
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't, bro. You're gonna slap the 4 hairs off my chest. I'm not interested. So let's go. All right, hot topics of the week. Michael Baker is lying still. He says that I'm just a guy working behind the scenes. He's actually running all the show. He's taking care of all the stuff. No, I'm kidding.
You're an avatar.
I'm just here. That's all I am. But hot topics, there was a lot of news that dropped this week. And ironically, Greg, you and I, this is how it started. How we said you're going to come on the show because you were sending me
no, don't lie. Okay, first I called your ass out. Okay, because there's no DC shit on your show. And then when we kept going back and forth, I think it was like yesterday, the day before. I'm like, wait, am I actually on the show? You're like, yes. Like I was just breaking balls.
Yeah. No, I wanted you on the show. You're more than welcome anytime, bro. Especially anybody here in the chat, guys. You're all more than welcome. I think Derek is saying Baker's actually talking right now, wearing a BC mask. That's probably what's taking place. But yeah, man. So let's get into the first topic. Now, James Tynion launches multimedia production company Tiny Onion. Yes. So this is a big one because James Tynion announced the launch of a new independent multimedia production company, Tiny Onion, with plans to create content across television, film, animation, and publishing. The company will seek to assemble top talent in the realm of behind-the-scenes comic book creation. Their goal is to establish an independent editorial and design team to enhance their clients' work via curation and packaging before presenting them to various publishing partners throughout the industry. So I think that's pretty neat, man. And that's kind of I want to say a different approach, right? Yeah. I know you brought this up immediately once the news dropped.
He's my favorite writer. So it's like, I'm happy to see this. And it's almost like, we talk about speccing. It's almost always worth buying a number one of any James Tynion book that comes out.
Yep.
Like it's almost like, look, why not? If you're gonna throw stuff at the wall, this guy seems to like nail it. And I told you when I first came on, the stuff that immediately drew me into comics, coincidentally, before I knew, were his titles. Nice House on the Lake, Department of Truth,
Yep.
Something's Killing the Children. Like, that was all him.
Yep.
Well, Something's Killing the Children, where we know we're getting, but I don't know how Department of Truth has not been picked up or, started or whatever. But
I'm pretty sure that's in the works
for
now.
sure. So why bother with the X Files? Like, you have this. Like, don't redo the do the Department of Truth.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. And of course, it's funny you bring that up because Department of Truth books are starting to, slowly get there again. With this news, a lot of people see that now, with him also being involved with film, animation, television, and so forth. Well, the possibility of most of the books he wrote, which
Mhm.
ones would probably stick? And obviously, I think Department of Truth being up there,
Mhm.
1,000%, right?
Nice House.
Yeah, Nice House on the Lake. Some people feel a certain way about Something's Killing the Children. I think it's a given if you cast Anya Taylor-Joy as Erica, you're set. She looks exactly like her, in my opinion.
That has to be casted right.
Yep.
Like,
Ex-
you can't, because not everybody reads comics. So you're going to be introducing this world to people, and Erica's a powerful, figure. So that has to be casted right.
Yep. Department of Truth is already in development. It's going to rise
Mhm.
again. Yeah, exactly. It's the one that I really think makes it even before Something is Killing the Children.
But dude, like, aside from all those great titles, like, even like we were talking about Nice House, like Nice House
Yeah, was good.
literally is a friggin' TV show. Like,
Yeah.
they all are, but you don't need, the work is done. The script, you stick to the source. It's perfect.
Yeah. Now, this is very interesting news, and I'm looking forward to seeing now what kind of projects come together moving forward by Tynion and his team with Tiny Onion. So I think it's pretty fun play on words as well to name the company Tiny Onion. So props to him, props to the crew that's going to be working with him. I think a lot of people are looking forward to seeing what's going to come out next.
And that's how you remember his last name, because people were calling him Tinian, but
Yeah.
it's Tinian, like Tiny Onion.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So totally a play on words. But let's move on to more of Greg's territory because we got the first look at James Gunn's Superman Legacy cast, man. Look at that on the right. I think that's so cool. But James Gunn posted this, and as you can see, after the table read with the Superman cast, Eve, Mr. Terrific, Superman Clark, Otis, Lex, producer Peter Safran, Jimmy, Metamorpho, Lois, Hawkgirl, James Gunn, Guy, the engineer, all together for the first time. What a wonderful day. You can see nothing but pure happiness in all their faces. I think the castings, as you see them even here, and then you go and look over on that picture to the right, I could see it, man. I could see it.
Yeah, I mean, look, let's be real. Let's get into the shits, okay? When I was breaking balls, sending it, because I said, I'm like, sometimes the Marvel crowd's a bit too slanderous, right? They get a little bit too, snotty a bit. And my thing was, if you love comics, everybody should be rooting for both of them. Both.
Yeah,
Like, I want Marvel to do well, I want DC to do well. But it's,
yeah.
as soon as you see any type of DC news or something with Gunn, there's a lot of negativity, and I don't get it. I mean, I have full faith in Gunn. He was a great part of the better things that I thought were in the MCU. And I am completely optimistic and hopeful that we're finally going to get an amazing Superman story.
Yeah, no, for sure. He absolutely blew me away with Guardians of the Galaxy, man. In fact, absolutely nobody even cared about Guardians of the Galaxy prior to all of that.
Mhm.
So it's something that's been said several times, so I don't need to repeat. But now, looking at the cast, I'm excited, man. We're starting to see some traction here. Things are starting to move. I'm hoping for the best when it comes to DC. I know Dan DeLatorre probably threw his phone or computer at the wall while watching this right now, but Dan, let's keep our hopes high here. I think we're in for a good ride, man. I'm not rooting against DC, but I have virtually no faith in David Zaslav and James Gunn.
We
Now,
shall see.
yeah, Chia saying sorry, I can't get behind the Snyder version of DC. Now, Gunn, let's go. Look at
I mean,
this
I didn't
cat.
mind it. Like, I didn't mind Snyder's vision. I didn't think it was the greatest. I didn't think it was bad. Clearly, there's a cult thing with that as well. Like, I didn't mind it. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, look, Christopher Nolan, Christian Bale, like,
Yeah.
that universe is my jam. But we'll see.
Yeah, Michael Baker is spot on when he says that Guardians is one of those movies that you stop and watch if you find on TV as you're flipping the channels. But even besides that, I, for one, literally, I don't watch much TV, man. I don't care much for what's happening on regular television or even Netflix series, to be honest with you, or and so on. But if I have a hard time sleeping, what do? I open Disney Plus and I go back to an MCU movie. And Guardians of the Galaxy is one that I tend to watch a little more often than most. So, yeah. I agree. But all right, let's get to Derek. Yeah, living rent free in so many heads. Flipping the channels. BC, you 75 years old. I'm getting there, bro. I fall asleep on the couch at like 10, then I wake up at like 1 a.m. and I'm wired till like 4 a.m. That's my routine. But let's move on from this. More DC stuff. Very short news here, but new comic book day feels right again. That's right. DC returns to Wednesdays. So
Bro,
they they moved to Tuesdays. I think this impacts absolutely nobody because
nobody
nobody's,
cares.
yeah. I think there's a very small percentage of people that run to their shops on Tuesdays to pick up some DC books and then go back the following day to pick up the rest of their books. I think this makes perfect sense. Just get it back to Wednesdays. I'm sure maybe it's a little less pressure on them as well when it comes to production and getting it to the shelves, whatever it may be. But I just think it makes perfect sense.
I
For
don't.
one, it doesn't change anything because when I pick up my books, it's on Wednesdays. So my DC and my Marvel and my Indies, everything's there in one.
Yeah, and not for anything, especially with at least the shops I see that are kind of independently owned. And the employees are usually husband and wife or like friends, like a couple buddies. Like everything was being created for Wednesday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Sorry, Derek just broke me with this comment. Yeah, with the knobs, man. Holy cow, man. I remember that. I do, sadly. But yeah, no, exactly, Greg. Like it doesn't really change anything. And kind of what Chia Pet said is that like I'm not too sure why people care. This seems to be popular with some retailers, but otherwise nothing changes for many people. But putting the information out for you guys who may have missed it. So beginning Wednesday, July 3rd is when DC books will start hitting the shelves on Wednesdays instead of Tuesdays. Now, more DC news, guys. Look, you see the smile on him? Look at him.
You said I feel like you're doing this to like get back at me because I
No,
called you out.
no, exactly. You see, even Boîte BD says the same thing. No change. And like, look, I go visit Boîte BD on certain Wednesdays, and I check the wall, see what's there. There's not, most DC books are still there on the Tuesdays, except for those that are pretty much pulled, right? So whoever's pulling books, with example Boîte BD, for sure he's got them pulled, but whatever's on the shelf, it almost doesn't move from Tuesday to Wednesday. But all right, let's get into this awesome Batman Beyond news because yes, Spider-Verse production artist shares concept art for a Batman Beyond animated film. Now, this impressed the hell out of me because 5 months ago, Patrick Harpin walked into Warner Brothers Pictures, DC official, DC, and pitched a Batman Beyond animated feature. Check this. This is what was said. Before we pitched, they warned us that there is absolutely no way we can do a Beyond movie, but they loved our enthusiasm. We pitched the outline for the entire film, and what started as a never turned into a maybe. So that's great. In the time since, we've been pitching our way up the company, hoping to get to James Gunn. But for now, here's a taste of what we've been cooking. And bro, let me tell you what's been cooking. I'm loving the smell. I want some of this. I'm ready to digest it. I want it. Let's go. Because
Looks super dope.
yeah, it
Like,
really feels exactly
yes.
like that
But
Spider-Verse
well,
movie.
here's the thing though, bro. Sorry to cut you off, but it's like if this continues to create a lot of hype and impressions online, clearly James Gunn's aware of it. And I don't know if you know, but he did an interview once with GQ, and he said in his eyes, the greatest superhero movie of all time is Miles Spider Verse.
Yeah.
So clearly, it's in the same vein, same creators, right? So I can see this happening.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Chiphead is headed exactly where I wanted to go with this. Is how you see the internet absolutely exploded, right? I saw a lot of people talking about this, sharing this within their stories, their Instagram accounts, and so
Yeah.
forth. And hopefully, this does get the Deadpool treatment, where the release of this images maybe forces DC's hand, and that's exactly what happened with Deadpool. If you remember, Deadpool, they had that little leak where Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool character was on the bridge, literally the opening scene, right? And lo and behold, it was so well received by us, the fans, that they moved forward. And look at where we're at with Deadpool now, Wolverine coming. So hopefully we get something with this, because a lot of love, as you saw, as just here where it says that, hoping to get to James Gunn. I think mission accomplished. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? This is
yeah.
out there. So
Looks sick. It looks so sick.
yeah, it looks too good. Too good. Yeah, no, for sure. Ryan released it, but you know what I mean. It was a leak. It's a leak. Anyways. But yeah, man. So I really hope this takes place. I hope they move forward with this project, because man, Batman Beyond as a kid, dude, I watched the hell out of that.
Dude, that's even one of those books. Not cheap. Not a
Yeah.
cheap book. You know what I mean?
I know. I was hunting for one last year, and then I just gave up on it because there's multiple prints, right, that exist as well, and it's really hard to come across for a good price, at least. But anyways, very hopeful for this. Now let's get out of Greg's territory. We're gonna get back into some Marvel stuff. Marvel Zombies, guys. Check this out. Apparently, I suck at pronouncing it.
Marshall.
Yeah, we're just gonna go with Ali. Will reportedly be voicing Blade in the Disney Plus Marvel Zombie series. So, for so long, we've been not neglected of Blade, but like we've been teased, man. They keep dangling that carrot and then it gets pulled back. But it looks like we might get some of Blade within, the Marvel Zombie series, rather than the first Blade movie first. So
They're like, we're paying this guy. Let's get him to do something while we figure out the script.
yeah, but one thing I wanted to point out, and Giapet also pointed it out in our chat, is
I
a lot
can't
of
wait.
people thought.
I can't wait for Chia to say he doesn't like something from Marvel. I can't. I'm waiting. I'm
Yeah,
waiting. I'm
no,
waiting.
but what he did say was, remember how everybody was saying now Ali backed out of Blade and it's kind of like disgruntled, wanted to step away from the project. Well, it looks like he's still interested in playing Blade now. Nothing here is confirmed. It's reportedly, right? So we'll hang tight. Let's hope. But this is looking like it's going to be a pretty much certain thing. I hope so. I'm looking forward to some of the Blade stuff. And I was watching comicbook.com. They just had a little discussion with someone from the project of Blade. And they asked, will there be a 2025 release date? And they didn't seem so hopeful. They said, chances are slim to none. If it does take place, it's probably going to be within the original slot towards the end of 2025, which was, I believe, November. But yeah, I'm hopeful as well, but we'll see from there. Now, Nemesis is in the chat saying, "Hey, BC, is your guess a taller, more handsome variant of yourself?"
No,
No, he's just got a more red chest than me tonight. That's all.
bro. That's why this is. I'm not a smoker. Like I'm making sure I'm not in pain during this.
Yeah, but what's your thoughts on this?
I mean, cool. Like, yeah, all good. Like, I don't have much to really put on it. I mean, like, I don't know if they were saying he was walking away. I just heard there were plenty of like rewrites, and yeah, obviously you want to get it right. But I did hear he kind of voiced some concern about the way it was being written. But I don't know about him actually, like,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly, walking off set. But I mean, awesome actor. I was first introduced to him in House of Cards.
yeah.
Great actor, awesome looking Blade, I think, right? Yeah, I mean, cool. Hopefully, we do get a good film. And
Listen, I'll be honest. If we both walk into a bar, he's walking out with all of them. But anyways, um,
and just for the record, Chia kind of like he didn't hate Madam Web. It's the Marvels, Madam Web. They're in that like 9 out of 10 range for him. They're not 10
yeah.
out of 10. They're that 9.
It's a CGC 9.6 for Giapet. But all right, moving on from this. Wolverine gameplay trailer leaks by Rycidia. Now, I don't know if you guys remember a little back. I was talking about it, and we saw some leaks take place online. But Rycidia actually hacked Insomniac, and what they did was, threaten to release leaks in exchange for money. And clearly, Insomniac put their cojones on the table and said, "Well, we ain't paying anything." And here we go. We get some leaks. That's pretty much the story in a nutshell, literally. But here we've got some pretty cool trailer that dropped this week. I don't know if you guys had the opportunity to see it. Greg, I sent it to you. You
Yeah,
watched it. Guys, go take a moment, go check it over on YouTube. But yeah, man, so video game trailer dropped. It looks amazing, man. It's very much like the current Spider-Man video games over on Sony. So to be able to play as Wolverine doing some of those cool things, guys, I know some of us are not gamers here, but for those gamers who are watching, it looks incredible. And
bro. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. I know about the leak, but I feel like about a year ago, didn't we see like a Wolverine like PS5, like some images and some game stuff? Or am
well,
I?
there was news that it was going to be developed, and then after we saw some photos which were leaked,
Yeah, that
and
was like
then
a year ago, right?
no, it wasn't a full year ago. I would say it was a couple months ago. Um,
Yeah, maybe months, years. What's the difference, bro?
Yeah, well, when a chest slap like that, I can imagine you think it's 1902. But anyways, but yeah, man, dude, it looks great. You see Wolverine, Madripoor, all that cool stuff within the game, so it looks very promising. We saw Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 absolutely dominate on PlayStation 5, so and PlayStation 4. So looking forward to this one, man. As a gamer, I think it's gonna be a fun ride, man. Being able to do ton of R-rated things when it comes to
It
playing.
looks sick, man. It looks sick.
Yeah, you see some.
Spider-Man was amazing. Like,
Yeah,
and we even talked about it. Like, especially on PS5, I really want like a Batman game though, because of the dark like scenery, and you saw how powerful the system is. Like, Spider-Man is so much fun. I can't even imagine what, like more of these games would be like.
yeah, no, for sure. But anyways, go check out the leak is all I'm telling you guys. Now, moving on, Marvel was apparently pivoting from majors prior to Conviction. Now, check this out. That's a fan made poster, by the way, guys. Nothing official. I just thought it was cool. But THR, citing sources, says Marvel was already making moves to minimize Kang's involvement in future movies, and the apparent reason: money. Yeah, it sounds like Major's appearance in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania wasn't a financial success, and because of that, they felt audiences just weren't in the mood for more Kang. Now, look,
But
I don't know.
BS. This is BS. This is
Yeah,
PR. This is BS, bro. Get
this
out of here.
this
Get
this,
out of here.
this is where I'm headed with that because you know, look, Ant-Man Quantumania did do all right within the theaters, but besides the point, I don't feel like
You do
anything.
great, but not terrible.
Yeah, I don't feel like anything Kang related was just as bad as people make it sound. Like there's a bigger story being told in a longer period of time, right? We got that sort of with Thanos within the first phases, but to say that Marvel was shying away, I'm not too sure, man. Like
No.
it didn't seem that way. Now, the only thing that makes me feel like this might be true is that when you look at how Loki season 2 ended, they could do that, right? If they want to.
Yeah, but I'm just saying to this script that's BS. Like to that point.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. But I did come across it and thought it was rather interesting. Now, chat and those of you catching the replay, of course, let us know what you guys think about this. Because on my end, I also feel like, yeah, exactly. I was just going to say this, that Kang could stick around, man. I just think
Dude,
we might get a
think about it.
recast.
He
So,
was the Kang Dynasty. It was supposed to be called. He was in Ant-Man. He was in Loki. They showed all the variants in the post credit. Like you,
yeah,
like this is what I'm saying. Like this is BS. Like we're not stupid. Like just don't even. You don't even have to cover it. It doesn't even have to be nothing. You
yeah,
you you chose as the company that you are that I find absolutely insane. You decided to just get rid of this guy. You know, based on this conviction, which 9 times out of 10, if you're a guy being accused of assault from a woman, you know, with whatever proof or not, you're probably going to end up behind bars or in trouble. So this article is BS.
yeah. Well, exactly what you said. The buildup is technically totally there when it comes to Kang within the MCU. So we'll see how things move forward. Now they did say that obviously Kang Dynasty is no longer going to be called Kang Dynasty. So that I also feel was something that not ties into this, but I think having seen so much care for Secret Wars over Kang Dynasty, I feel like Secret Wars when the announcement came out, I remember watching. I think it was San Diego Comic Con where they announced the not D23, the lineup, the timeline of all the projects
Yeah,
coming out.
yeah.
When they announced both movies at once, the Kang Dynasty with Secret Wars, absolutely nobody was talking Kang Dynasty. I think very select few because everybody was focused on Secret Wars. So
And
maybe,
given the nature of things, bro, I think you're gonna see less of that. Like
yeah,
friggin' throw out 2, 3 years worth of stuff, knowing that if someone gets accused of like, I don't think they're gonna be doing that anymore. Not to that extent, that length, that many titles in the time that they were allotting.
yeah, no, for sure. But s- speaking movies, guys, one thing that I saw this week was
I
which was
agree with
interesting.
Dan on that comment.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Disney strikes a deal for Sony to take over its DVD Blu-ray disc business. That's pretty interesting because now Disney is totally offloading that to Sony within the deal. Um, Kind of makes sense because I don't think any of us really collect DVDs anymore. Blu-rays, maybe. I know some people still like those, those what's called the steel books. Um, but it's a dying market, in my opinion. The profits have declined significantly over the last 2 years. Like last year was worse than the one before that, and it's just constantly declining with all the streaming platforms. So something that I think makes total sense. Greg, I don't know what you think.
I mean, whatever. Like, there's a buyer for everything, I guess. I don't know the details of it, the money involved, what kind of other things were put into the contracts. I mean, I don't know, man, but it seems like people are collecting it again too, right? So, yeah, slabs exactly. Like, I don't know, man. I don't have a ton to weigh in on because it doesn't seem super important. Like, I don't, again, were other deals involved in the contract? I don't know. To me, this seems like worthless news, I guess, but you're trying to fill, not you trying to fill, but I mean, whoever was writing it was looking for something to write about.
Yeah. Just saying Disney killed its physical media before pandemic. It's not dying anymore. It's rising after steep decline. Collectors are back in. Sony is top notch in this.
I don't know,
Look,
man. Like, Best Buy just removed their entire physical sections of things, man. I kind of understand what you're trying to say. Again, I know you're very positive, optimistic thinker, Chia, but I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah, and you mentioned one thing that I forgot to mention was the Best Buy thing, man. Yeah, like Best Buy's completely removed it. So it's I think in time we're gonna start to maybe see what Chia Pet is saying. Maybe
For
in
sure.
time
Yeah.
a lot more less copies of the current stuff that's coming out, right? So maybe that,
Or sorry, or what they could do is like certain releases will all be like special edition releases, like that comes with a ton of shit, like unique art, like
yeah,
totally a unique bundle. That's not going to be like a 29.90. It might be like 99.99, and
yeah,
you get like tons of stuff with it.
yeah, we'll see. But pretty interesting little bit of news. Now, let's wrap it up with some comic stuff, guys. I don't know if you saw this, but it was rather interesting, and I just wanted to put it out there for everybody to see. But shout out to my brother 99 Newsstand, who actually I shared this with him, and he hollered me within the description of the photo. So I'm gonna holler him back because he did a neat little post breaking it down. So we got ourselves here an Amazing Spider-Man issue 667. Now Dell'Otto absolutely killed this cover. It's one of the more expensive modern books that just absolutely exploded, and it is, yeah, a $35,000 book. But something's not right. That's right. We recently saw some of the stuff that took place with CGC, whether it be books being swapped out, whether it be, tons of stuff, and I won't get into it. We've covered that already, but in this particular case, literally, it is a fake case. As you
Dude, look
can
at the
see,
9.8. Just look at the 9.8 numbers. That like I
yeah,
wouldn't like just sorry, go on, but like that looks so odd.
exactly. So something's not right, and that's exactly it. But what's even worse is when you open this up, man, it's a blank print, like literally nothing in between. There's nothing. I mean, there's no staples on this book, so yeah, there's no book in there. But these are things that the newbies within the hobby might not know. So I think it's important to just put it out there for certain people that are getting into this and might want to keep an eye out. Now, I don't imagine you're gonna go and throw $35,000 at a
No.
book that you have no idea about. I think you would definitely want to do your due diligence, do your homework. It's very important to always do that, even if it's a $100 book. I'm always going to do my homework. But
I
The
mean, I
case,
did recently buy a book that's blank on the inside, but it didn't cost that much money.
oh man, but look, regardless, the case itself does not even seem much like a CGC
No.
case. In fact, it's rather thin. And I was telling Lefteros over the phone, I was like, dude, it kind of reminds me of like the CBCS case where it's like super, like it's way more thin than the CGC ones, but the case opens nice and clean. But the fact that like this is just something somebody printed, this is hideous, this is absolutely horrible, and my comic shop is the one who actually brought this to surface. So they say we've seen a few fake slabs in the last years, but this one might be the worst. Be careful out there, folks.
You
and,
might
and that's
deserve it. You might deserve it if you're gonna buy this thing.
yeah, no, for sure. Now, I don't know if this was sent in for for commission for them to sell for. I don't know if the person who sent it in bought this prior, whatever it may be, man. It's just very important. Kind of like what you were saying, check that 9/8 right there. The numbers don't make any sense.
The
Go look at an
placement of
actual,
the font
yeah,
is
the fonts on this is just completely off on that 9/8. So just something to note so that people can keep an eye out. Like I said, for those newer collectors, I think it's very important to share this because, yeah, man, there's been some shady stuff happening. Not, no hate on any of the companies, CBCS, CGC. This is just people being shitty. That's the reality of what's taking place here. So just do your homework, guys. Keep an eye out because they're out there, man. They are out there. That's the show, Greg. You did it.
let's go.
Not bad,
Well
man.
done, BC. Well done with the DC from BC content. Well
There
done,
you
sir.
go. There you
Well done.
go.
We're friends.
Yeah. Oh man, look at this. So I'm catching up on some of the chats here. So perfect for those upcoming CGC signings. Yeah, you can get a ton of autographs inside that book. Is it a $35,000 book, dude? Yeah, it's up there, man. It's absolutely exploded.
Something tells me, since it's a Spider-Man book, Chia might think it's not too bad of a deal.
Yeah, probably. But I want to, since Dan dropped this in the chat, guys, like I said, random giveaways at random points. I will never tell you guys moving forward when I'm going to be giving it away. So you got to tune in. But Dan Delatorre breaking some news right here because we have an upcoming giveaway on this channel. Hulk 122, graded and slabbed by EGS grading service. Stay tuned for the details. Dan Delatorre is donating to the channel a beautiful copy of Hulk 122, guys, and he's sent it over to EGS to get graded. So once that's back, that will be given away. I will not announce it. I will not make anything. So tune in, keep an eye out because you might be that lucky winner. Although I kind of told Dan I'm a little disappointed that he's forcing me to give that away because it's a beautiful book, man, and it's a clean copy too. So yeah, looking forward to that. Now, chat, I think I caught everybody. Okay, Derek saying he supposedly pawned it, which
Yeah.
makes sense because
Hopefully
any
he's a
collector would
fake ID.
recognize the label, but a pawn shop owner might not catch that. That's terrible, man. That is absolutely horrible. Love for comics. Appreciate you coming to hang out, man. New to the channel and a new brother with myself, so appreciate you, and I hope to see you back next Sunday. Greg,
Yo, I'm done, bro. I'm
I
like
just
tired. I'm a little faded. I'm feeling all right, but
yeah.
yeah,
we
man.
we spoke brothers, but man, like I said, I wanted to not keep it cheesy. Sorry, I wanted to like not go the cheesy route out the gate, but now I'm gonna end it off on a cheesy note. You're nothing but a brother to me. I'm so happy I met you within this world of collecting, but it's crazy how close we've come, right? And how close we could have come just based on our circle, right? Like
Yeah.
you're wrestling, my cousin was a wrestler. We know a lot of the same people,
Mhm.
so it's pretty neat to have connected with you. And dude, you're new to the hobby, doing great things. I look forward to your weekly videos every week on Wednesdays with your daughter.
I need to be on with Chia next time. I'm sorry. I need to be on with Chia next time.
Too
But
much
but,
stuff.
but before I appreciate it, like I gave you your flowers. There's one I have to call you out on one last thing. Remember how I gave you shit about this stuff? One last thing. I'm gonna call it out in front of everybody. Okay.
Yeah,
So I have a way to get to Terrificon.
yeah,
Tickets are a go until someone puts me in a room, which I will pay my portion. I cannot come.
yeah.
Somebody that is missing a person in the room that doesn't mind sharing a floor, a couch. I'll pay my way. I'll pay my cut. Hit me up, or else
Yeah.
I can't make it.
This is usually the beginning of every story of the person who gets robbed, right? So guys, if you want to get mugged by Greg, he's offering he's offering to bunk with you, steal your stuff and leave. No, I'm kidding. Yes, Terrificon. Now I'm bunked up, so I'm trying. I'm asking people and I'm getting, some feedback, but Terrificon is going to be an absolute blast. So you're
Yeah, way
coming.
to
Don't
rub it
worry.
in, bro. Way to
Yeah.
rub it in.
No,
Appreciate it.
don't, I will happily sleep in a bathtub if I need to. But Christian is in the house. Christian, new to the show. Love it. Keep him coming. Appreciate you guys. Chat. My guests change weekly, but you guys rock with me every single week, and you're all part of this show. So I appreciate everybody here. Uni, you asked how many. We are at 467 subscribers from what I see over here, and hopefully going to continue to grow. But guys, don't forget, as I said last week, we dropped the first video for New Comic Book Day where myself and Lefteros are now collaborating to bring you guys some information, very rapid fire information, in and out video, so you guys can get all the information and know before you go, exactly like Cover Price says, about the books dropping every week. So appreciate you guys all tuning in. Appreciate the new subscribers, guys. It's going to be a fun ride. I feel it, man. 2024, we're going to do some cool things all together. Doors open for anybody who wants to hop on as a guest. Hit me up. Paperweight, go follow this man. He's doing some cool things on his Instagram. Like I said, dropping awesome videos every week where he goes through the New Comic Book Day stuff with his daughter, and I think he lacks on some of the wrestling stuff. I want to see. I want to see. I
Well,
want to lock up, bro.
maybe
I
we'll
want
do
to lock
something.
up.
Maybe we'll do something in that realm. But
Yeah,
yeah,
there you go. So, all right, man. Guys, it was fun. Hope everybody has themselves a good week. Keep an eye out for that video for New Comic Book Day. Buenas noches.
later,
Au
brother.
revoir. We'll see
Appreciate it.
you guys next
Peace,
week.
brother. Peace, bro.
Later, bro.